Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Galatians, Nibbles number 11, Justification by Faith, Part 1. We're going to be reading Galatians 3, verses 1 through 4. O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that you should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ hath been evidently set forth, crucified among you? This only would I learn of you. Received ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? Are ye so foolish, having begun in the Spirit, that ye are now made perfect by the flesh? Have ye suffered so many things in vain, if it be yet in vain? Now, here's Paul's reasoning about their being bewitched. Why is this in the Bible? Answering the question, how can both Gospels be true? The one that Paul had preached and the one that the Judaizers were preaching now. Communications. Logical versus illogical reasoning. And so the application to my life, first, Paul makes an observation that it was clear that when he had preached to them, many of them had a life-changing event in their lives. They were saved. So that's an important point. Later, however, another group had successfully convinced them that this experience was not complete. He strongly suggested that they had been bewitched by those who had followed this ministry, the Judaizers. To attempt to convince them they should also be under the law of Moses. They have become fools in even considering this. He points out that salvation is a spiritual commitment to belief. And this, an act out of the salvation, is a spiritual commitment to belief. And thus, an act of faith. Could they perfect their salvation by freshly acts of the law? He thus taught them that salvation is an act of unifying the spiritual and the physical. Thus their salvation was of the spiritual realm, but its result was also valid in the physical realm. They did not need physical acts to perfect it. And that's a key point in this whole thing, is that if you have a spiritual act which gets you saved, then why do you have to confirm that with a physical act or living a physical group of laws? God says there is not a sort of saved or a little bit saved. Salvation is of God by faith. Period. My personal response: Lord, thank you for providing a one and done salvation. We being humans can waffle, but you do not. And that's what we want, is if once we're saved, we want to be saved, and we want to be saved forever. And this is, all good theological points here. So we'll see you next time.